This is CBS. From Wish TV, Channel 8, this is Indiana's own 24-hour news service.
News 8 is next. Neal Moore and I will have these stories for you.
I'm Mark Patrick at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where Emerson Fittipaldi took the checkered flag for the second time in his career. We'll have a live report up next.
People came from around the world to watch today's race. Some even made history upon their arrival. I'm Leah Hope. I'll have that story coming up on News 8.
But the race was secondary for many Hoosiers who spent today remembering loved ones killed fighting for their country.
A severe thunderstorm watch covers most of Indiana. I'm Ben Woods with the latest on powerful storms moving in from the west.
These stories and much more coming up on your 24-hour news service.
Time for lunch.
We'll be back in a moment.
Excuse me. Yes, you. Can you remember the last time you sat down as a family and watched something that brought you closer together? Well, then maybe you'd be interested in a new video that does just that. It's called Family First, and it's yours free simply by calling 1-800-453-7000. Family First shares ideas like setting aside one evening a week for the family to spend together. It shares principles that are part of Heavenly Father's plan created for families to find lasting happiness. Principles that help teach values, promote service, and keep lines of communication open in your family. The ideas are simple, fun, and important. But best of all, they build stronger families. Family First is a gift to you from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints at no cost when you call 1-800-453-7000. So please call now and put your family first.
You're watching Central Indiana's only 24-hour news service on Indiana's own Wish TV, Channel 8. Now, Neal Moore, meteorologist Ben Woods, and sports with Dick Ray. 24-hour News 8 continues now.
With 16 laps remaining, Emerson Fittipaldi takes the lead on the restart and steadily pulls away to victory in the 77th running of the Indianapolis 500. Well, good evening. Tonight there is a new champion out at the Brickyard, somebody that is used to being in victory lane.
Emerson Fittipaldi took the checkered flag in one of the most competitive 500s ever. Wish TV's sports director Mark Patrick is at the track now to tell us more about the Brazilian's second victory. Mark, looks like everybody's cleared out.
Yeah, just about, except hangers-on like me. It was a great day for Emerson Fittipaldi. His experience paid off. We talked about it all month long on all our specials on Wish TV, and he made it first to victory lane. Second time, 24 cars still running at the end. Again, a very competitive day, and no one injured, although we did have a couple of incidences. A very fast race, incredibly safe race, and our own Dick Ray standing by live with the winner of today's race, Emo.
Well, Mark, the win by Emerson Fittipaldi shouldn't surprise you. You predicted it. Emo, two-time Indianapolis 500 winner. You've won a lot of races. How does this one rate up there?
Well, it's fantastic. You know, it was very emotional. The end of the race was I think, was my best win I had ever in my racing career. It was a tough race. A lot of competition there. You know, the last two yellows was very hard with Nigel and Ari. You know, there are two Fox behind me. I knew they were going to react quick. I knew if I would do a little mistake, they would catch me.
I know this has been a month where you've kind of been not making a lot of big news. You've just been out there doing your job, staying focused, and all of a sudden here you are in victory lane. A surprise to many, but are you surprised?
Well, I had a good feeling this morning. I had a good setup on the car. But, you know, to win Indianapolis is something so special. And you have to have everything together. The team made a beautiful work. The car was running very strong the whole race. I had some unlucky situation begin when I pitted on green, and then when yellow, and I was second to Mario, and he lost a lap. But I was able to go through traffic. It was very tough to go through traffic, but I was able to move through traffic and then catch back Mario again and Nigel.
Knowing how tough it is in traffic and knowing that the changes on the track were a concern, what was going through your mind at lap 185 when it was time to go racing with Nigel Mansell?
Well, lap 185, I knew I had to put everything on the table, and I changed my adjustment on the car. I put the car on neutral. I was going to take more risk. I was able to catch up more speed, and I said, I have to go now or never. and it worked. The car was well balanced, was very neutral. In turn 4 was just about to get loose, but that was the quickest way around, and that's, I think, when I broke away from Harry and Nigel.
Because this was such a competitive race, that had to add to just how sweet a victory like this is.
Well, I think so. I mean, on my career, I consider the best victory, and it's fantastic to be able to win second time in Indianapolis. I mean, what else can I say? I'm very pleased.
Tell me about this jungle juice they say is going around. What is that?
Well, it's I celebrate my victories with the orange juice that I produce. I think it's great to be able to do that. I was very pleased, and I have a glass of milk anyway.
Emerson Fittipaldi, congratulations. Thank you for joining us live on this special edition of News 8.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and thanks for all the fans and for the support.
All right, let's hear it for him, the winner. All right, let's send it back to you now, Mark.
Indianapolis Motor Speedway, high atop the tower. Number 4 sits on top, and the way he did it was at lap 185. Let's take another look at it when Emerson Fittipaldi was sitting second behind Nigel Mansell, following a yellow for the towing of Lynn St. James' car. They went green. Mansell doesn't have enough revs. Emo gets around him, and going into 1, so too does Arie Luyendyk. Certainly a lesson. We've talked all month about how Nigel Mansell was world driving champion, but still a rookie at Indianapolis, and it certainly came into play on lap 185. And then it was all Emerson Fittipaldi, despite another yellow later in the race, and that caused by that little bump of the wall by Nigel Mansell. Emo turned the fast lap of the race at 2:14 plus on lap 198. First winner ever from position number 9, and the 9th win for Roger Penske in 25 years as a team owner in Indianapolis. Second place goes to Arie Luyendyk, only 2.8 seconds behind. Third place, Nigel Mansell at 4.2 seconds behind. The top 10 places separated by only 17 seconds. And Marie, Neal, back to you. More coming up in sports, and of course you're going to see the finish first here on Wish TV tonight at 7 in our special.
Great, Mark. Terrific job, and we'll look forward to that tonight.
All right,
thanks.
Now, in addition to being the biggest sporting event of the year, today also has the heaviest air traffic. And in the skies, there was a very unusual sight, something Indianapolis has seen only once before.
The Concorde arrived about 8:30 this morning here in the city. People were lined up around the Indianapolis airport to catch a glimpse of the very fast plane. But as Leah Hope reports, the passengers had some things to see also.
The supersonic plane slowed down after it went over New York. The sonic booms from the Concorde would have broken windows and cracked walls. But on this historic visit to Indianapolis, there were no problems, only happy race fans.
Very good. Perfect.
The Air France Concorde was chartered by Stéphane Gregoire's team owner. 75 friends, family, politicians, and journalists came to Indy just in time for the 77th running of the 500.
Some friends organized this flight, and so I was very, as always, the journalist, I was very curiously. Okay. I'm very exciting to see Indianapolis. I went here last year. I saw the race last year, and maybe I will do the race in the future.
With the foreign visitors safely on Indiana soil, it was back up in the air again by a helicopter to the track.
Speeder, very speeder.
Stefan is the best. This is our man.
In the stands, in the suites, the French fans were everywhere, but one may not even notice the Internationals unless you were close enough to hear them.
It's very good that a young French driver from the deep countryside of France is in a good position among the rookies here. We are very proud of that.
These Hoosiers sat next to some of them in the second turn.
The 500 is such an American pastime, it seems, and it's nice to see all the foreign influx of drivers, and it's really become a international event.
We were walking on 16th Street. We heard about them flying over in the Concorde, and I just assumed they'd have better speed.
The French group will be heading out right after the race, and although this is a quick trip to Indianapolis, Gregoire's sponsors and Speedway spokesmen hope this will be the beginning of a race tradition. Leah Hope, Wish TV, News 8.
And an excited public was invited to take a look at the Air France Concorde, but nobody was allowed on board.
By cars and by foot, crowds everywhere gathered, anticipating this year's Indy 500 winner. But this group didn't go to the race. They still had the chance to see the action. They watched the greatest spectacle in racing via satellite. Residents at the Harbor Point apartment say, why fight the crowds when you can have the luxury of watching the 500 practically at home? They say watching the race in their clubhouse apartment complex beats just about any other way. Well, some people didn't get the chance to see the race at all, and it was not for the lack of a satellite dish. It's because they partied just a little bit too much last night at the Speedway and got caught. More than 500 people were in the Marion County lockup this morning. Some have to get their bond posted, and the bond's bailsmen are very busy.
We have a lot of out-of-staters, and some of them are hard to qualify to write their bonds. We have to qualify them so we can make sure that they'll come back to court.
Now, everyone arrested this weekend will go to court Monday or Tuesday.
Well, the 500 takes on a whole new perspective when viewed from the pits along the Speedway's main straightaway, and that's just where I had the privilege of being during today's race. I joined the pit crew of Dominic Dobson, car 66, for a once-in-a-lifetime, believe me, look at the greatest spectacle in racing. And tonight on News 8 at 11 o'clock, we're going to take you into Gasoline Alley for a look at the pre-race setup, then onto the starting grid, and then into the pits. The 500 up close and personal, as they say, tonight at 11 o'clock right here on News 8. Tremendous day. Perhaps the coolest thing I've ever done.
He was talking about this all day yesterday and has been filling us in down the newsroom.
It was just tremendous.
Now
anyway,
you can see it tonight at 11.
Yeah, that'd be great. Coming up on your 24-hour news service, President Clinton's proposed energy tax gets a cool reception.
And we'll show you what many call the true meaning of Memorial Day.
This Memorial Day weekend means more than just a day off to veterans. I'm Laura Jones, and coming up on News 8, I'll tell you what it means to them.
Anytime, any place, go fish. Anyone, any day, go fish. Any day, any night, any size, appetite. One place doesn't rise. Go fish.
At Long John's, get what you want any way you want it. From combo platters to baked meals, from value packs to $1.99 specials.
You can get your wish anytime. Go fish. Long John Silver.
Go for one of our 3 great $1.99 specials. And don't forget to add a piece.
Indianapolis Power and Light wants to charge customers $900 million for their hostile takeover of PSI. If you think IP&L's hostile takeover charge of $900 million is outrageous, you have the power to stop it. Call 1-800-955-3839.
Save 50% during Betting Liquidators holiday sale. Name brand betting, $38, $48, $58. Instant credit with no interest or payments for months. Betting Liquidators with stores all around town.
It's May in Indianapolis, and they're on it. So when you get to the track, expect the unexpected. Track Attack. Wish TV gives you the inside track on winning a family vacation for 4 to Universal Studios, Florida. You'll experience the thrill of the ride. Jaws. You'll fly US Air, the official airline of Universal Studios, Florida, and stay at the Twin Towers Hotel. Entries available at Central Indiana Osco Drug and H.H. Gregg locations. But hurry before it's too late.
Well, the heat is on President Clinton's proposed energy tax. Chairman of the Senate Finance Committee, Daniel Patrick Moynihan, says that his panel will try getting the plan changed so that it's more fair to business. Now, manufacturers are concerned the tax will drive up costs and make them uncompetitive. Meanwhile, a leading Democrat is warning against a large tax increase to reduce the deficit. Georgia's Sam Nunn says the nation is still struggling with a recession, so spending should be cut before taxes are raised.
Across the United States, people are remembering the nation's war dead. It's Memorial Day, following the tradition that started around the time of the Civil War. Also known as Decoration Day, it is marked by decorating the graves of troops with flags or flowers.
Here in Indianapolis, veterans decorated a memorial grave representing all of the Indiana soldiers and sailors who have died in war. And as News 8's Laura Jones tells us, Those remembrances go beyond special celebrations. Many laid wreaths and flags at the actual grave sites.
The last time.
Janie Byland of Indianapolis makes her final trek before moving out of state to her father's and stepfather's grave. Both served in World War I. Neither was killed during the war, but Byland still places an American flag on each of their graves.
Number one, I'm very patriotic. And I'm leaving all this, but I do this every time anyway. I think it's a time that it brings everybody to realization that these people gave up their lives or served their time in the service so that we could have this free country.
While this holiday weekend is a time for family and friends, families of fallen soldiers take time out to remember what their loved one did to help preserve freedom. The 11th District Veterans of Foreign Wars remembered fallen soldiers today at the War Memorial.
It's very important to me. It's something we have to honor. I'm a veteran of Vietnam, and we have to celebrate it. And I feel very honored about being able to celebrate it on the 30th day, whether it be race day or not.
Diane Pettit served 10 months in Saudi Arabia. She mourns the loss of soldiers in Desert Storm.
Probably a lot more people should stop and remember things like that rather than just the race and the 3-day weekends and picnics. But I think it's a day that we should really stop and think about what we have because those people gave their lives.
The veterans took a moment to silently salute their comrades, salutes of gratitude for the soldiers' valor and blood. Laura Jones, Wish TV, News 8.
And Memorial Day services are to be held throughout the city tomorrow. Well, what about our weather situation, huh? Not bad, huh? Not
Well,
bad at all.
3 o'clock. You promised that we'd have good weather up until 3 o'clock, and you were absolutely right.
In the bag. You bet, you bet. Hey, we got some rough storms coming in from the west, and of course the big Memorial Day forecast, so stay tuned. We'll tell you all about it coming right up.
Words of love. Diamonds show you really mean them. And every Shane diamond is guaranteed to appraise for 20 to 40% more than you pay. We even put it in writing. If you want a diamond that's guaranteed, you'd better buy a Shane diamond. After all, we are Indiana's leading diamond importer.
Now you got a friend, the diamond business, the Shane Company.
Now our 1-carat round diamond is only $19.95.
Simpson pitched the tent. Sterling stoked the fire. And it was Beeler who bagged the food. Introducing KFC hickory wings. Tender wing pieces, lightly breaded and fried, then brushed with a hickory mesquite-flavored sauce. It's a taste appreciated by great outdoorsmen. And not so great. New KFC hickory-flavored wings for a limited time. Regular serving $1.99, large $5.99.
We are KFC, we do chicken right.
Beautify your home with Thompson's Water Seal Stain. Choose from House & Trim Solid Oil Stain or House & Deck Semi-Transparent Stain at just $8.96 a gallon after mail-in rebate. Add more life to your car with Haviland Formula 3 Motor Oil. This oil prevents viscosity and thermal breakdown. Choose either 10W30 or 10W40 at just 79 cents per quart after mail-in rebate. Save big money at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Satisfied customers for Patio Enclosures Incorporated.
My favorite time is the morning. Morning always is beautiful.
My mood will change once I'm just out on the enclosure.
It's like being outdoors, but yet having the convenience and comfort of being indoors.
The most used room.
Yes, it is now.
We're very, very happy.
This is everything I would have wanted it to be and more. It's beautiful.
Ben Woods has been approved by the American Meteorological Society.
With the race weather behind us now, there's really a lot of concern about what's coming in tonight.
And before we get to the negative stuff, though, a round of applause for today's weather. A lot of people were concerned about the race activities, as you might imagine, and boy, it held off. I know it was kind of dicey there for a while on the old forecast.
We should be thankful. It did work out, but we've got some storms coming in tonight. You had quite a time out there.
Oh, it's tremendous. Just very, very fun.
Pretty warm out there, too.
And the sun was out in that fire suit. It got a little toasty.
I bet. Yes, warm and muggy, even if you're not in a fire suit. this evening. We got some temperatures in the 80s. Hey, recently was out in eastern Indiana, out towards Cambridge City, out at Lincoln High School, career day out there. And these people actually, I won't say foolish enough wanting to be weathermen, but with pressure of a 500 forecast, maybe they'll reconsider. But anyway, a lot of fun out there, and, you know, it's good to get out visiting schools. I like doing that. Anyway, today's high temperature with all that sunshine out there today, we got up to 82 degrees. Morning low this morning at 51 degrees, and so far, no rain, but we've got some coming very, very shortly. Presently, partly sunny, temperature of 81 degrees, dew point at 66, the humidity 60%, and a south wind blowing pretty good out there at 14 miles an hour, and the pressure 29.76, and it is falling. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch just about for the entire Wish TV viewing area. Actually, you folks out towards Cambridge City and Richmond, you're not in it, but I'm thinking we should just all be on the lookout tonight because we do have some very rough weather just to our west. In fact, National Weather Service radar does show a line of strong and possibly severe thunderstorms kind of snaking across the western part of the state, moving to the east-northeast at 30 miles an hour. So far, no reports of severe weather, but I'm looking for gusty, strong winds with these storms, especially in the areas just to our west out towards Putnam, maybe Montgomery County. Also, small hail is a possibility with these storms. Should arrive in Indianapolis about 6:30 tonight. You can see the movement of these storms fairly easily on the weather computer here. You can see, again, they started back towards Illinois, and you can see the whole line kind of erupt here and is moving towards us. We're going to have periods of showers and thunderstorms for the evening and even into the overnight. These storms got a lot of upper air support, so they'll be continuing to fire up even after the sun has set this evening. And as far as the temperatures right now, we're at 81 degrees, 85, very warm and muggy out towards Terre Haute, 86 in Evansville, 79 just to our north in Muncie and Lafayette, 81 in St. Louis. Highs tomorrow, quite a contrast. We'll be back down into the upper 60s thanks to the cold front that's just to our west. We'll see temperatures rebound fairly nicely back into the 70s by Tuesday. Here's the national radar, and yeah, we're not the only ones having severe thunderstorms or strong thunderstorms knocking on our doorstep. A plethora of showers and thunderstorms for the Gulf Coast states and the Mississippi River Valley. Here's a look at low pressure system. It's going to be moving to the northeast. High pressure will give us that cool, chilly weather coming in tomorrow. Monday, morning clouds, maybe some breaks later in the day with some sunshine, but breezy and cold. Wouldn't you know, the nicest weather comes back on Tuesday. The forecast then for tonight, periods of strong and even severe thunderstorms. Low 58. The watch is in effect until 9 p.m. Then for tomorrow, morning clouds, breezy and cooler. That high of 67 will come early in the day and then tumble in the afternoon. Tomorrow night, clear skies and chilly for June. Low of 41. Tuesday, generous sunshine. It's a good thing. Rebounding temperatures, the high of 70. The extended outlook, a chance of showers and thunderstorms Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday looking fairly nice. A little on the cool side, but Friday's looking very spring-like. Memorial Day's the opening of pools, but tomorrow don't really...
Not necessarily a good pool day.
That's right. Okay.
And June is here already. Unbelievable.
Getting close.
Thanks very much, Ben.
Our Mark Patrick is now standing by live out at the track with a preview of what's coming up in sports. Hello, Mark.
Hi, Anne-Marie. There actually were other sporting events today, believe it or not, including the NBA playoffs. We're going to recap the race, preview our upcoming special tonight on Wish TV, and show you the rest of sports next on News 8.
Remember your first project? Furrow knows that feeling. Like the first time you hammered a nail in, straight. The smell of fresh cut wood. The thickness of pure white paint. It all starts at Furrow, where we've been helping you with your projects for over 60 years. With quality products and low prices from people who know what they sell. When your next project rolls around, it's Furrow. We work to make your job easier.
If you could live inside a child with behavior problems, you'd understand their confusion,
You're disrupting the class. I didn't mean to.
their inability to understand their emotions and actions.
Hey, stop it. What did I do?
And you would know that inside,
I can't help it.
he's desperately crying for help. A child with emotional problems can't ask for help. You can. Take advantage of the summer and get help for your child. Call Charter Hospital. If you don't get help at Charter, get help somewhere.
A beautiful green lawn is every homeowner's dream. A Toro lawn sprinkler system is surprisingly affordable. It delivers the right amount of water in the right places at the right time. And they're safe for kids and safe from mowers. Take control of your lawn with a truly automatic water-conserving system from Toro, the #1 name in golf course irrigation systems for over 20 years.
For a free estimate, call Wisco Irrigation at 845-9851 or Barthley Irrigation at 290-7634.
Experience the thrill of the ride. Jaws at Universal Studios, Florida. Entry forms available at Osco Drug and H.H. Gregg locations.
Emerson Fittipaldi is our new winner tonight, and part of his veteran status probably helped him there on the restarts after the yellow flag, and Nigel Mansell probably thinking about that a little bit tonight.
Yeah, several people saying welcome to Indy to Mr. Mansell. Don't you think so, Mark?
Yeah, you know, I tell you guys, great news because Emma won for the second time, and a lot of us predicted that would happen. But even better news, I've got my pick of a lot of really cool coolers out here that I can take home with me tonight and then resell for next year in the stands at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So it's also a money-making endeavor out here today as well. A very safe race at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as Emerson Fittipaldi wins his second Indianapolis 500. Let's take a look at the first serious incident of the day at IMS. That was Paul Tracy, who kind of got mixed up with Scott Brayton. Each of them felt like neither was to blame, but indeed, Paul Tracy ends up leaving the race. Brayton would end up having a top 10 finish. Then it was Jeff Andretti and Roberto Guerrero in a replay of what happened on only the second day of practice here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Both end up on the wall and left it black for the majority of that stretch. Both okay. Roberto just suffered some bruises. Jeff Andretti, no injuries at all. And then the difference in this race happened on lap number 185 with rookie Nigel Mansell in the lead following a yellow. Let's look once again at this incident and how it took place. As you can see, just not enough track for Roberto Guerrero to go underneath Jeff Andretti, and that's when it all went down. Again, both okay. Here we are, lap 185 on the restart. M.O., the wily Speedway veteran now, gets the jump on the restart past Mansell. Very reminiscent of Bobby Rahal past Kevin Kogan in '86. And then he held on to win, turning the fastest lap of the race on lap number 198 at 2:14 plus. His second win, the ninth for Roger Penske in 25 seasons as an owner at Indianapolis. Let's take a look now from Nigel Mansell's standpoint. He was very disappointed after the race was over, but says he's learned some lessons in Indianapolis.
Nigel, what gives you the most satisfaction with today's run for you?
Finishing. I mean, after hitting that wall, I didn't think I was going to finish, and that would have upset me. And, you know, for the car to come home after hitting the wall at 200 plus, I mean, I'm impressed. You know, the car stayed together, and the team did a great job, and the only mistakes all day were mine.
Harry Lyondike loses by only 2.8 seconds today to Emerson Fittipaldi. Nigel Mansell, who has to be considered favorite now for the Rookie of the Year with that third-place finish, the first rookie to go 500 miles, not finish the race, but go 500 miles since Donnie Allison did it with a fourth-place finish in 1970. Raul Boisel in fourth. Mario Andretti with fifth, 5.4 seconds behind. Mario ran a terrific race, but his car went away from him with about 170 laps gone. Scott Brayton with a sixth-place finish. Scott Goodyear at seventh. Alonso Jr., last year's champion, in eighth. Teo Fabi with a ninth-place finish. And in 10th place, Jeff Andretti, only 17.7 seconds behind the winner, Emerson Fittipaldi. We're going to take a break on News 8, and when we return, the rest of the day in sports outside of Indianapolis. So stay with us.
In a city where outstanding restaurants come and go, the sign of the Dove has stood the test of time. So when Folgers wanted me to switch their crystals for our coffee, I put both our reputations on the line.
It's delicious.
It's rich. He wants another cup.
This is Folgers. I'm impressed.
This is terrific. Looks like both reputations are as good as ever.
Can I have more?
Maybe better.
Folgers Crystals. Coffee rich enough to be served in America's finest restaurants.
Woke up this morning and dragged myself out of bed. Went on into the kitchen. My fridge was a day. Got my chef dirty laundry. Went down to my machine. That's when I discovered my clothes weren't even clean. Yeah.
We've got the cure for your blues with 0% financing for 1 full year on major appliances this week at Best Buy.
Yo, Bob here.
Bob, we know you secretly crave bacon.
Who is this? The bacon police?
No, Bob, this is White Castle calling to whet your appetite for our new bacon cheeseburger.
Oh, I was afraid you'd say that.
Picture a White Castle, Bob.
Got it.
Now picture it with cheese and 2 strips of bacon.
Wow.
And at only 69 cents, Bob.
It's a steal.
Taste the sizzle. Try White Castle's new 69-cent bacon cheeseburger.
White Castle.
Right now, Racecomb and Oldsmobile GMC Truck and Racecomb and Ford, the state's largest and #1 luxury van dealer, is having a van sale. During this van sale, you and your family can shop from over 150 top-quality Ford and GMC luxury vans. And the price has never been better. For example, you can own a nicely equipped Ford or GMC luxury van for as low as $16,900. See us now, Racecomb and Ford, just 2 miles south of the Greenwood Park Mall, or Racecomb and Olds GMC Truck, just 1/2 mile north of the Greenwood Park Mall.
The bluest skies you've ever seen are in Seattle, and so too was Game 4 of the Western Conference playoffs in the NBA today. Phoenix and the Supersonics. Let's pick it up. Sir Charles got things started, and it looked like Phoenix might go up 3-1 as 34 gets the 2. Then Dana Barros brought Seattle back with the 3 there, and it was a big-time run for the Supersonics. KJ the drive and finish for the Suns. But Sam Perkins will get the baseline +1. Worst loss of the year for Seattle, 120-101, and that series is now tied at a game apiece. Major League Baseball this afternoon. Davey Johnson and the Cincinnati Redlegs in New York. We pick it up. Hey, you get used to see those Reds in those short-sleeve uniforms. They got the half-sleeves on the road and going deep. So long, everybody. Barry Larkin with a dinger, and the Reds lead at 4-2. Then for NY, Bobby Bonilla, his second HR of the day, and the game is tied at 4. To set up the 7th inning dramatics of Joe Golly, I Play Every Day Oliver, who goes deep to left. A 3-run dinger, 8-4 the final. Redlegs on the National League board. Chicago leads in the 7th over Montreal at Wrigley this afternoon. Florida lost at home to Houston today. Los Angeles a loser. Finally, their winning streak ends at 11 as the Outlaws get past them. And San Francisco over Atlanta 4-3. San Diego a loser 10-4 to St. Louis. And Philadelphia. Wow, a big day for Tom Dempsey. 18-1 over the mountain ranges of Colorado. In the AL this afternoon, Chicago and the Yankees. We pick it up at the house that Ruth built. Look at that. Ring up a ball for that fan from George Indiana Bell. Then he singles to score 2. And it's 2-1 Albino Hose. Kevin Moss for the Pinstripes, though, rings up a 3-run dinger to right, and the Yankees go on for the win on the American League board this afternoon. Boston over Seattle in 12 innings, a win for the Carmines. Cleveland loses to the Lookalikes. 8-2 the final also for Milwaukee over Kansas City. Oakland took, or rather in the 5th inning, leading Toronto 10-9. Boy, what happened to the A's pitching staff? And California leads Baltimore 7-3. That game is in the 7th inning. No major upsets in the French Open today. Arantxa Sanchez Vicario won on the women's side. So too did Jennifer Capriati and top seed Steffi Graf. And Fulton Alum won the Colonial Invitational that you saw preceding our special edition of News 8 here on CBS. Don't forget tonight, Victory, our special edition of Speedway Today, coming up at 7 o'clock. You'll see the finish first here on Wish TV. Why waste all that time on a beautiful Sunday night before you have the day off tomorrow watching the whole race when you can see just the important stuff, plus hear from Derek Daly and Robin Miller on Wish TV tonight at 7.
A full plate of stuff.
Indeed.
All right, Mark. Thanks, bud.
Well, when News 8 returns, the gay rights debate moves from Washington, D.C. to Indiana.
And Jim Shella and the Indiana Weekend Review panel tell us how just ahead.
For years, Jane didn't believe she had an addiction problem. But in truth, the alcohol and drugs were destroying her health, alienating her family, and jeopardizing her career. Bloomington Meadows Hospital's medically directed treatment program helped Jane break the progression of her addictive behavior. Life is too precious to waste even one day needlessly suffering from any addiction. If you or someone you love needs help, call Bloomington Meadows Hospital today.
Ciao, molto bene. Mama Burger King will be so happy.
I love this place.
Yeah. Take it from me, Danny Paisan. Have you tried the new Italian sausage sandwich here? It's Italian sausage, flame broiled. It comes with either mozzarella or marinara sauce or peppers and onions. This is for you. You try it. This is the Italian experience. I'm not saying this sandwich is great, but I saw Mona Lisa smiling. It's like a slice of Italy. It's your way, right away.
I love this place.
In a city where outstanding restaurants come and go, the sign of the Dove has stood the test of time. So when Folgers wanted me to switch their crystals for our coffee, I put both our reputations on the line.
Delicious.
It's rich. He wants another cup.
This is Folgers. I'm impressed.
This is terrific. Looks like both reputations are as good as ever.
Can I have more?
Maybe better.
Folgers Crystals. Coffee rich enough to be served in America's finest restaurants.
Get help in a hurry. Call a Bryant dealer to the rescue. Bryant's Quiet 2-Speed Plus air conditioner has a lower speed to help lower your energy bill. And only your Bryant dealer has it. So call Bryant to the rescue.
Well, gay rights has become a prominent issue in Washington, D.C., where the Clinton administration is promoting it.
Now it's suddenly an issue in Indiana state government due to an unexpected announcement. Should gays serve in government? It's a question for Jim Shella and the Indiana Week in Review panel.
This week, a leading policymaker in the Bayh administration made headlines by admitting that he's gay.
And we can
Jeff Richardson, the Secretary of Family and Social Services, disclosed the fact that he is homosexual to the Indianapolis Star. He did so after announcing that he will soon start a job with the gay men's health crisis in New York City. Richardson has discussed his lifestyle with Governor Evan Bayh, though only recently, and the governor says he doesn't know how he would handle the prospect of hiring someone who is openly homosexual. Shirley, we already know how you feel about gays in the military. What about gays in government?
Well, Mr. Richardson obviously has kept his private life, or his personal life, somewhat private. He certainly hadn't been out on the point campaigning for gay rights. Obviously, if he had, I would have been on him like a duck on a June bug. But he has done that. But to have a homosexual as head of family services, it does strike me as a little. It brings some concern. I mean, the enabling legislation for this particular agency talks about one of their responsibilities. One of their main responsibilities is strengthening family life and helping parents with their parental obligations. And we have an avowed homosexual as head of this particular agency. I think Evan Bayh, he says he didn't know anything about it, didn't realize Mr. Richardson was homosexual. If he didn't, he should have. Do we have maybe we've got an alcoholic head of the task force on drunken driving, or a compulsive gambler at the lottery? I don't know now. It concerns me. And if he did know, shame on Governor Bayh, because this guy wasn't the right guy.
And would this have been a problem if Jeff Richardson's sexual preference had been known prior to his resignation?
I don't think so. I mean, it clearly is a problem with Rex, but we've recognized it's been a problem with Rex. You think
he should have been in charge of family life?
I think that he's done an outstanding job. I think that even as diverse a group as the Indianapolis News editorial board and Eric Miller have, who's head of the
Citizens Concerned for the Constitution,
which is obviously a very fundamentalist, Christian-oriented group, thinks that he did an outstanding job. So I guess what I think in that score is that his private life is his private life, and if he can do a good quality job, that he or anyone else similarly situated ought to be able to do it, because otherwise the fact that this person did such an outstanding job, he would be deprived of the opportunity of serving in a state government.
And yet this is front page news, John. How come?
Well, for the reasons that Rex mentioned, of course, it is interesting that the person who headed up the state agency dedicated to family and social services would come forward in this fashion. But I think what's equally interesting, and I find even more so perhaps, is the Biden administration's reaction. It seems that we're headed sort of, in that regard, sort of the same policy as we're seeing being formulated perhaps on Capitol Hill regarding gays in the military. As long as we don't know about it, as long as we won't ask, as long as...
Don't ask, don't tell.
ask. As opposed to what some state governments have done and what the Clinton administration has done within its own administration, as we saw with some appointments, or at least one appointment that was up before for approval just this week, where you have open homosexuals being placed in positions of power within the administration. So it's some ways it's interesting to see how the Biden administration is taking a more conservative approach.
Why seek out an enormously emotional, controversial issue if you don't have to?
Well, but I think John makes a very good point. I think Evan Bayh has taken this opportunity to point up yet again how he is more conservative than leaders in the National Democratic Party.
But at the same time, he has also very publicly complimented Jeff Richardson on the quality of his performance and talked about what a service he's done to the state. All of that knowing that not only that he was leaving, but where he was going.
Perhaps then it's significant only from the standpoint that for those who amuse themselves by speculating about what Evan Bayh is going to do with his future, you might say, oh, because he's not coming out and supporting Bill Clinton on this and saying, yes, I'm an open advocate of gay rights, that he's not going to seek national office. I think that that's probably a waste of time to connect the two.
But the governor won't say how he feels about someone who openly proclaims, I am a homosexual. He said he didn't know whether he'd hire him or not. And in line of his being the recipient of the Harry Truman, the Buck Stops Here Award, that certainly don't surprise me that, the governor don't know how he feels about it.
You would like to take a position.
He don't know how he feels about it on anything.
You'd like to take a position on whether salt and pepper shaker should be on the left or right side of the table, whether the knives and forks.
If I was
you
governor,
want him to take a position
what about
on everything.
no, wouldn't they understand?
No, you would like him to take a position on everything. And you'd like it to be as controversial as possible, whether he should be taking a position on it or not.
He don't take a position on anything,
That's
Ann.
not true.
We have yet to find him take a position. He was not going to take a position on this. He was asked, what would you do? And he said, gosh, I just hadn't...
For what it's worth, I asked him this morning. He said, I've never been encountered with the situation.
But the question is, Jim, did he answer yes or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nothing like partisan politics. Now you can find out what Governor Evan Bayh says about gay rights firsthand tomorrow on News 8 at 5 o'clock when Jim Shella interviews the governor.
Still to come on your 24-hour news service, May means more than race day and Memorial Day.
I'm Leslie Olson. It's graduation time, and in IPS there are 2 new schools with graduates who might otherwise have not made it without these schools. Coming up on News 8, we'll take a look at the alternative schools as we put education first.
Don't miss the one-day-only Memorial Day sale at today's Bedroom 1. Every bed, every bedroom group is on sale at our lowest sale prices. Buy any bedroom group or youth group and get an additional 10% off. Inner spring mattresses are here and on sale, with twin size starting at $49 and queen sets as low as $199. Everything's on sale during the one-day-only Memorial Day sale at today's Bedroom 1. Today's Bedroom 1. Don't miss this sale.
Why do you think they're called Champion?
The quality of Champion windows is absolutely perfect. Their service is great, and they were so neat. They left everything perfectly clean. The price was right for me. I had to talk to other people, and none of them could compare with what Champion did for me.
Professional installation, high-quality materials, and factory direct prices. That's why they're called Champion.
Problem, dark circles and under-eye puffiness. The solution, sudden change under-eye smoother. Watch as the appearance of dark circles and puffiness are being smoothed away. Look years younger in minutes. Try sudden change under-eye smoother.
The tooth stainers. The foods you eat every day can stain your teeth. You need Plus White toothpaste with its dual-action anti-stain polishers.
For a whiter, brighter smile, brush those stains away with Plus White every day.
When you need a good, affordable electrician for small jobs, that's why you see Fry. I'm Hal Fry. Call Fry Electric for down-to-earth prices.
That's why you see Fry.
Well, get your number 2 lead pencil ready. We're going to take a look at what's happening this week right here in central Indiana. Tomorrow you can head for Eaton, just north of Muncie. They're having a car show up there. Judging will begin from 2 to 3 o'clock, and there'll be all kinds of things, contests, food, and lots of fun.
On Tuesday, the fight against blindness kicks off. It's the largest volunteer-driven coupon distribution program in the country. Volunteers will start handing out Kellogg's coupons, and in turn, the company will donate money to fight blindness. You can join the kickoff team at the Indiana School for the Blind at 10:30 in the morning. On Wednesday at the President Benjamin Harrison Home in Indianapolis, you can take part in a special program in which people portray the president and his wife. Now that's President Harrison. Presentations start at 9:30 in the morning.
Page 2. Hundreds of quilts will be on display starting Thursday at the Indiana Convention Center downtown. In addition to the quilt show, Quilt America offers classes and workshops as well. The show is open to the public at 10 o'clock, and it will be running through Sunday. In Greenfield on Friday, free entertainment at the Courthouse Plaza starting at 7 o'clock. You can enjoy the sounds of a 16-piece band featuring jazz and blues. This kicks off a summer of Friday night festivities in Greenfield.
And finally, on Saturday, get a taste of a different culture at the Balkan Festival in Indianapolis. From 5 to 11 at night, you can sample ethnic food and dance to folk music. The festivities take place at St. Constantine and Elena Romanian Eastern Orthodox Church. I hope I said that right. Admission is $1, and I know you have to go early if you want some baklava, because we went there last year, and that went quickly.
I bet it did. I bet it's tremendous, too.
That's right.
What about this weather situation now? Is it getting closer?
It is getting closer, but before I look ahead, I want to look back. You know, one thing that's kind of frustrating as a weatherman is that when someone else gives a forecast and I get attributed for it. But just for the record, let's check out our weather forecast from last Sunday night.
Hey, did Sylvester Stallone?
We do have a tape, I hope. No, maybe not. It's gone. It's in 1.23 inches. Now let's look down the road to Indy 500 forecast. Now I'm calling for partly sunny skies, but scattered showers coming late in the day. It will be warm, though, the high of 80 degrees. We'll see if we can keep those showers away from the track, and after all, this is really down the road. Anyway, back for the record, the high today was 82. I actually did a better job temperature forecast a week ago than last night. But anyway, right now is the important stuff. Severe thunderstorm watch is in effect until 9 o'clock tonight for just about the entire state of Indiana. Let's check out live National Weather Service radar, and you can see, yes, a line of showers and thunderstorms. None of them are too terribly strong right now. We haven't had any severe reports just yet, but we are looking at this to probably bump into some very unstable air, so these could fire up at any point. It looks kind of suspicious right here just to our west. Let's check out Doppler radar, because that may show, yeah, it sure does. This line a little bit better. This is a bowing out thunderstorm heading right for Hancock or Hendricks County right now, so you folks out towards Danville could be experiencing some gusty winds, maybe some small hail. All this will get in through here probably around 6:30, 7 o'clock in the Indianapolis area. Let's check out the forecast then for tonight. Well, first, here, look at the radar. You can, again, see all the showers and thunderstorms. We'll have more of those thunderstorms even after this first wave moves through. Periods of strong and possibly severe thunderstorms tonight, the low of 58 degrees. Tomorrow, Memorial Day, morning clouds, breezy and cooler. No, don't jump in the pool. With a high of 67 and dropping, it's not very summer-like. Anyway, tomorrow night, clear skies, and as we head into June, kind of chilly, low of 41. Tuesday, generous sunshine, good thing. Rebounding temperatures the afternoon, high of 70 degrees.
All right,
Pat
Ben.
you on the back there for that forecast.
Well,
give you some credit.
We found it, right?
Thanks, Ben.
In other news now, next Thursday, all IPS high schools will hold their commencement ceremonies, and this year, students from 2 new IPS high schools will get diplomas.
The students finish their educations at alternative high schools, and tonight, during our Education First segment, News 8's Leslie Olson shows us what an alternative education is all about.
The Jew, the African, and the Native American, the Sioux, the Catholic, the Muslim, the French, the Greek.
Will these students graduate from high school or won't they? Their chances have probably increased now that they are enrolled in this new alternative high school. Actually, there are 2 schools within this building, both with graduates. Roberts School is for students who really didn't care about school. They were formerly truants and at risk of dropping out. New Beginning School is for students who were very serious discipline problems and expelled from their home schools. In both cases, the classes are small and the teachers spend a lot of time counseling troubled kids.
Sometimes it's not just academic kinds of things, but the kinds of instructions that kids need in order to go back and be successful and learn how to live in their environment that has rules and regulations and some level of expectancy of some kind of, appropriate behavior.
These 10 students have learned to follow the rules and have accumulated enough credits to graduate. But the road to this pre-graduation celebration has been long and winding.
Well, I was fighting, I was cutting classes, and then at one point I just stopped coming. Then I thought about it, 2 years later, and I said, well, I have to do something.
Danita did do something. She spent 5 years going to class, interrupted only by the birth of her daughter.
I decided to go to college, which hopefully I would go to Ball State, and I was going to take up my business class that I had secured and make a big successful life for my daughter.
I'm pleased to be invited to speak to these graduates. They are the first of the group of alternative school students who have decided to prepare themselves to get back on track.
Evan Pettigrew, expelled from high school, decided to go back and get his degree after deciding he did not want to be another statistic.
Just another statistic as a black male without a diploma, no aim in life. I want to have a goal, and I plan to have a goal.
As these graduates struggled to succeed in school, they were constantly reminded to take one day at a time to reach their goal. They now have become the role models for 200 other kids enrolled in IPS alternative education. Leslie Olson, Wish TV, News 8.
And those alternative schools currently located on West Morris Street, but next Tuesday they'll be moving downtown into the old Clark College building at 18th and Meridian. It is a more centrally located facility. And when we come back, Dennis Cunningham will review a real cliffhanger.
His view of Sylvester Stallone's return to action movies next.
Chi-Chi's introduces the perfect Mexican combo. An enchilada, a taco, chimichanga, rice and beans for only $5.99.
Close, but
Chimichanga, taquito, burro, rice and beans, $5.99? Burro, taco, enchilada?
Nope.
Well, then you do it.
Perfect.
Introducing Create Your Own Combo. Any 3 of these classic entrees for $5.99. So create your own combo at Chi-Chi's. And I'll leave you alone.
Perfect.
During the next week, you'll be bombarded with ads for windows, but most of the features were introduced by only one company, Newsash. Custom fit engineering, tilt-in design, heat mirror protection. Only one company introduced them. Only one company perfected them. Newsash, the original window people, since 1934.
Check this out. An incredible offer at Bally's. Just $5 to get started now. Then you can work out in the club you join any day at any time. Just $5 to get started on aerobics, swimming, jogging, and the most advanced equipment available, including our 30-minute workout. Get started at Bally's now for only $5, but hurry. An offer like this won't last forever. Stop by or call 1-800-688-8888.
It's hot, and you need a pool. Save up to 50% on above-ground pools, spas, and tanning beds. 24-foot pool, only $7.99. That's Watson's.
This weekend marks the beginning of the summer movie season, a time when one big film after another shines on the big screen.
That's right. Movie critic Dennis Cunningham now looks at one of the first and tells us if Cliffhanger will keep you hanging onto your seat.
Boy, did Sylvester Stallone make a wrong move when he decided a few years back he wasn't going to do action movies. He was going to do comedies. And who could forget his movie called Oscar and his movie called Stop or My Mom Will Shoot? Of course, we all could forget, and Stallone would like to forget. Now, to help him forget, he's gone back to action in Cliffhanger, and action, it most certainly has that, for sure. In fact, action is absolutely all it has, so don't go looking for memorable dialogue or meaningful acting or anything that makes much sense, but action, oh yeah.
I don't want to die! Sarah! Reach up and grab him! Reach up! Sarah, reach up! Come on, honey! Use your other hand! Reach up! Reach up now!
And mind you, that's the very beginning of the movie. Terrific stuff, yes, but as things turn out, the very beginning is the best part of the movie. Not great directed. There is a very weak, half-hearted plot about Stallone and a Rocky Mountain adventure team rescuing a group of sadistic and generic villains led by a very silly John Lithgow. And there's a weaker passage of plot about bad blood in the rescue team and Sly losing his nerve. Well, anyway, nothing really matters here but action. And fortunately, there's plenty of that. I said there was action, didn't I? And you got yourself explosions and plane crashes, an avalanche, even Sly and Janine Turner attacked by bats. Incidentally, Janine Turner, like John Lithgow, is simply wasted. So are the bats, really. It's all directed by Rennie Harlan, who knows Die Hard was a great action movie, but has no idea why. But if you want lots of action, surrounded by nothing else but endless obscenities and truly revolting violence, why, shame on you, and this is your kind of movie. It's a final 5, however, from my point of view. I'm Dennis Cunningham for CBS News.
And Sean Searle says that's not the right rating. Sean, what would you give it, quickly? A 1.
You wanted to give it a 3.
Yeah, there you go. We're back in a moment. Stay with us.
You probably already know you can watch the race on Sunday. Now you can even spend the whole night watching it on another station, sitting through hours of pre-race hype, watching every yellow flag, waiting for the race to be exciting. Or you can watch Channel 8. It starts at 7 o'clock sharp, and it's wall-to-wall action. You won't miss a thing, except for the boring stuff. Be the first to the finish with Team Patrick, tonight at 7 on Wish TV Channel 8.
Indianapolis Power and Light wants to charge customers $900 million for their hostile takeover of PSI. That's the price they'll charge you. And you. Yeah, you, the guy trying to hide behind the sofa. If you don't want IPNL's $900 million hostile takeover charge, you have the power to stop it. Call 1-800-955-3839.
Hi, this is Paul Page. In the month of May in Indiana, you can be sure of 2 things. Lots of great racing and a terrific special from KFC. And this year's no exception with a fabulous 10-piece meal for only $9.99, including 10 pieces of finger-licking good Kentucky Fried Chicken, large mashed potatoes with gravy, large coleslaw, and 4 biscuits, all for only $9.99. The Colonel's Race Special, a complete meal for only $9.99 through May at participating KFC restaurants. Tax extra, includes white and dark pieces.
It's May in Indianapolis, and they're on it. So when you get to the track, expect the unexpected. Track Attack. Wish TV gives you the inside track on winning a family vacation for 4 to Universal Studios, Florida. You'll experience the thrill of the ride. Jaws. You'll fly US Air, the official airline of Universal Studios, Florida, and stay at the Twin Towers Hotel. Entries available at Central Indiana Osco Drug and H.H. Gregg locations. But hurry before it's too late.
Time now for a last word about the weather that's coming in tonight.
Some rough stuff out there.
That's right. We do have the watch. In fact, we have a severe thunderstorm watch until 9 o'clock tonight that covers just about the entire state. Thankfully, storms aren't covering the entire state right now. Doppler radar shows the heaviest activity just to the west of Indianapolis and now entering Hendricks County. You folks in Danville should be seeing some gusty winds, maybe some small hail with these storms during the evening hours. Here's the forecast then tonight. Periods of strong and possibly severe thunderstorms, low of 58. Memorial Day, not much better. Morning clouds, breezy and cooler, the high of 67, but dropping.
All right, thanks very much, Ben. Tonight on News 8 at 11 o'clock, a look at the Indianapolis 500 from inside the pits. As a member of Dominic Dobson's crew, it's racing from the true front row, and I'll take you behind the scenes tonight at 11 o'clock. Also, veterans at the Vietnam Memorial are split on President Clinton's plans to speak at the wall this Memorial Day. Plus, Ben with the holiday forecast all tonight on your 24-hour news service at 11.
Finally tonight, there's a new member of the Indianapolis Zoo family, and she's about 125 pounds. Meet this 24-year-old baby giraffe. She doesn't have a name yet, but she's doing quite well. The zoo is keeping her in a birthing stall with her mother. Workers say the baby stands 5.5 feet tall, and she got up on her own after the birth in just about an hour. 125 pounds, imagine that.
Yeah.
Well, that is our news for now. Stay tuned for First to the Finish, a special Sports Locker Extra. We'll get to see the finish at 7 o'clock. 60 Minutes is next. I'm Marie Tiernon. Good night.
I'm Neal Moore. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at 11.